Well, what a tough way to lose a football game. Very, very end like that. I'm proud of this team, and I'm proud of the effort that was displayed. Obviously, we could have done some things to help our efforts ourselves, but that's a gutsy group of guys in there that, that went toe-to-toe for a while, had a chance to win a game, one of the biggest games probably in a long time, but got away from us. I told them we played two really good football teams, and this team, the goal was to get better going from the first game to the second game. I believe we did that, but we got a long ways to go and continue to get better overall. And as I said, we move on to the next opponent. Again, we take care of ourselves, and the next opponent is William & Mary at home here. I'll take any questions now.
Coach, what was your view on that last play? Busted coverage, busted play. It looked like some confusion on Notre Dame's side. What did you see from the sideline?
Didn't have the proper rush lane. For whatever reason, probably miscommunication in coverage. He got behind. Looked like he was behind our defender, and he made a great catch. Great play for them.
Mike, after you guys had scored to take the lead, can you just talk about what you guys were talking about on the sidelines to defend them on their last series?
Well, we had taken into account, timeouts that were left, where the ball was on the field. Different style of quarterback. Zaire left, and this was a guy that that obviously we hadn't seen much of, but he executed their offense, but he threw the ball and distributed the ball as opposed to Zaire had some run plays in there for him. And we just wanted to get pressure, we wanted to keep the ball in front of us and get slow to get up and let the clock run. And as I said, the last play right there was a devastating one. We got behind us and they scored and ended up winning the game.
Mike, defensively on third down today, you were so good. Perfect, actually. They went 0 for 10, many of them in short yardage situations. But what were you able to do there that you were unable to do on earlier downs that created such big running lanes for Procyse especially? Yeah, we did a great job on third down, 0 for 10, but they're a system offense. Like we talked about before, they line up in unusual formations and they run plays out of it. They use the quarterback and they cause you to have to be assignment oriented. And when one guy doesn't get in his gap or take the defender, the offensive running back, then they had several explosive runs runs that put them in position to capitalize on another play. And we weren't able to really stop those first, second down type runs, but had success in third down.
Coach, you guys executed well both defensively and offensively in the red zone. What were some of the things that you guys were able to game plan coming into this game to do so well in those areas?
We wanted to improve. Obviously, scoring touchdowns was the big issue with us, and I thought offensively that was one of the things that we were able to achieve and accomplish. Defensively, it was a little bit of a bend but don't break mentality. They end up scoring on a fake field goal, but we gave up some field goals there. So it's the type of improvement that you want to have from week to week, even with the opponent that you have. And we just got to keep it going and keep moving forward and going on to the next opponent. It's more about us than anything else, anyone else that we play. And as I said, we get started again tomorrow, to giving ourselves an opportunity to win a game here at home.
Mike, Kanan had a number of big catches today. Do you think he deserves to be mentioned among the better receivers, not only in the conference but maybe in college football?
Well, I know Kanan he's our captain, and he's one of our better players. I mean, he's a guy that's done it consistently. And when a catch was needed, he was a guy who was in the vicinity and making it happen. He's a great young man, and I would vote for him for anything as far as football is concerned as well. So, he's on our side, he's on our team, and he's just as hurt and dejected as everyone else, but understands we got to move on, we got to get better and prepare for William & Mary.
Mike, when you when you scored with 1:54 left, did it pop in your head that maybe that was a little too quick?
No, we got a touchdown, and I was happy for that. And again, you think about taking some time, and just the way it happened. And Albert Reed, got in and scored. Perhaps if he didn't, he was short. Then there's more time that could run off on the clock. So all those things happen. But the fact that at that point you want to get a score, and that happened for us.
Like, it seemed forever ago, but what went into the decision to decline the delay of game penalty, and then instead of moving that 4th and goal back to the 12, you kept it at the 7?
Yeah, it was. Our defense was put in the position to block it, and in the lack of execution for the fake, they gave it. We didn't execute on the back side of that, and that was disappointing. So. Again, it's disappointing to have scattered reported kicking game, all those things like that, and know who's responsible for what. And then, just like during the course of the game, there were some things that happened. A guy's supposed to keep contained, doesn't keep contained. So that's on us as coaches. We got to prepare our players better for that.
Was it a tighter angle, though, at the 7 than as opposed to the 12?
I mean, yeah, there's all those things. But again, executing at that point, for a fake field goal, I mean, that's something that the back end and guys up front have to be alert and aware to. We practice that.
Mike, I know he's been good before, but was this a coming-of-age game of sorts for Matt Johns, considering the caliber of their defense?
I thought Matt did a nice job once again, and Matt continues to get better. The goal is for him to get better as well, from the first game to this game. And there's some leadership things that he exhibited. He's got some guts. That the touchdown run towards the end zone down there. He's an emotional leader for our team. And it's, as well as Matt Johns plays, he'll have to continue to keep playing well for this football team to do well as well.
Coach, you guys did a lot more subbing on the defensive line than you guys have historically done. Was that personnel matching up in terms of packages, or was it just really a concerted effort on your part to keep fresh bodies, to keep pushing the pass rush?
A little bit of both. As we said going into it, they had multiple formations, multiple personnel groups, and they lined up usual formations, and so we knew that they wanted to run the ball as well, and they had success doing that last week, and so it was important to get fresh guys in there, so to speak, to give us an opportunity there. But ProSite did a great job. I mean, he had 150 something yards rushing, so it was an excellent job by him.
Just a two-parter here. What was up with Andre today, and then you replaced him with Santoro, and you saw a lot of Alameda today. What do you think of those two performances?
Andre was not able to play because of an injury at the UCLA game, and trying to find playmakers. Alameda was a guy that we put some plays in for. It was good to see him. He's got some of that breakaway speed. We're going to continue to keep using him. You play a lot of 3-4 wide receiver set, and Santoro is an older guy that's been in and had an opportunity to play as well.
Mike, at the start of the third quarter, you go from your 25 all the way down to the 17. Did you see the holding call on what would have been a first down reception by Severin at the 5?
Did I see the holding call they called against us?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see the holding call they called against us.
How crucial was that to be down there and come away with nothing? You missed the field goal.
Yeah, but that was obviously you're down in the red zone, the low red zone area, and to have that situation, uncharacteristic. We jumped off sides. I believe 3 defensive penalties for jumping off sides. That's not smart. A couple legal procedures offensively, snap infraction. The things that happen prior to the snap, those are the things that are definitely in your control, and we definitely have to do a better job of that.
Do you take any, despite the outcome, do you take any optimism from a game like this, taking, top 10 opponent down to the wire?
The ultimate goal is to win the football game, and I know people talk about the silver lining and things like that. I mean, this team is a group of young men that want to prepare hard, win. Those are 2 good football teams we played, and you got to give them credit. But there are things that we can do for us to play better, to be on the other side of that. looking forward to the students running out on the field and celebrating and things like that. We've got to get back to that type of play and those type of opportunities. But this is a team of guys that are resilient enough and want that and taste that. And so we move on to the next opponent. You know, regardless of who the opponent is, it's for us to get better, to execute in all phases, and you know, and realize the opportunities and goals that this team set for itself at the beginning.
Take the last question from Chris here.
Coach, Keon Johnson's touchdown was on I guess a wildcat flea flicker sort of thing. Would you guys see that you thought that would work, and it obviously worked really well?
You know, yeah, we wanted to, Chris. We wanted to make sure that we you know, we'd been talked about being predictable and things like that. We wanted to kind of open it up a little bit. You know, the wildcat passes off the wildcat, reverse pass, throw back to Matt Johnson. So those are the type of things that, you know, when you're playing an aggressive style defense like that, that if you can just get it, the blocks hold for just 1 second longer, it'll give you an opportunity. It was good to see Keon, you know, be involved in some catches and you know, some things that, you know, can now utilize, you know, his skill and ability.
All right, thank you. We have Mike Moore.
Thank you, guys.
Piper.